Hey folks, Attorney Sharif Silmi. I want to talk to you today about the E2 Treaty Investor Visa. The E2 Treaty Investor Visa is a wonderful tool that entrepreneurs can use to live and work in the United States. The first thing you need to understand about the E2 visa is that in order to qualify, you must be a national of a country that maintains a treaty of commerce and navigation with the United States. This is a long and complicated list, so we've provided that information on our website. Now, once we've established that you are a national of a country that is eligible to apply for the E2 visa, we need to make sure that you are making what is called a substantial investment into the United States. Now, the substantial investment requirement is different from the EB-5 investor visa. So you may be familiar with the EB-5 investor visa. It is a well-known visa that requires one to make an investment of sometimes over $1 million in order to qualify. This is not the EB-5 investor visa. The E2 visa substantial capital requirement is relative to the kind of business enterprise that you will undertake. So take, for example, an individual that is seeking to apply for an E2 visa based on his or her investment in a restaurant. That investment may be less than $100,000. We have successfully completed E2 visas for individuals who have invested $40,000, and I've even seen cases where it has been lower in some other categories of business. So ultimately, this substantial investment of capital requirement is something that a practitioner who is skilled at changing the scenarios can really play with and utilize to the client's benefit. The idea, though, of the substantial capital investment must be that it is irrevocably committed to the business enterprise, and this must happen in order to acquire the visa. That means if you are investing into a existing business enterprise, your investment capital must already be transferred to that business enterprise before you are issued a visa. Now, in practical terms, what we in the United States sometimes use to realize the process of the E2 visa is using what's called an escrow account. So an escrow account is a safely kept account by a third party, such as an attorney, who can keep those funds in a safe account until the visa is issued. And then once the visa is issued, those funds are dispersed to the business enterprise. And in the event that a person changes his mind or her mind and the visa is not issued, it can be safely returned to the investor. The next point that we need to understand in applying for the E2 visa is that the business enterprise must be what's called a bona fide business. What that basically means is that this is a real operating business. It's not a fictional business. It's not a virtual business, if you will. But usually the E2 contemplates a brick and mortar establishment, business enterprise that is engaging with individuals in the United States, and that the E2 investor is entering the United States for the purpose of developing and directing the business enterprise. So you as the E2 investor are coming into the US, you're going to be leading, engaging, and working in this business enterprise. That is the expectation that the government officer is going to have when they interview or conduct the review of your application. So it's a very important point that you are competent to direct and develop the business enterprise. And part of our help and service that we give our clients is preparing them for that interview and making sure that they are well positioned to answer the questions that the consulate officer will likely ask them in relation to their E2 application. Now, the E2 application also provides the investor's spouse with a work authorization document. So basically, the investor or person engaging, directing, developing the business will be entering the United States to engage in that specific business activity, his or her spouse is free to work anywhere in the United States and can also, be a great source of revenue and income for his or her family. Now, a lot of times folks ask me, well, what about my kids? Kids, obviously, as dependents of the business investor, will also be allowed to enter the U.S. They can go to public schools in the U.S. and engage normally in activity and life. The E2 visa is good for a term of 2 years, and the beauty of the E2 visa is that it can continuously be renewed such that a person can, as long as the business is active and operating, continue to live in the United States. So this is a wonderful way, again, for entrepreneurs and people interested in investing into United States-based businesses or establishing a United States business to live and maintain ties to the U.S. If you need further information, feel free to contact us. We'd love to give you more information and consult with you about the wonderful opportunities the E2 visa provides.